Welcome everybody back to another episode of Real Talk in My Rooms. I'm your host, Amanda Kristy, and we have a familiar face, Alyssa, back on. Alyssa, I'm gonna have you reintroduce yourself just in case people have not yet listened to the first episode, but if you haven't, go back and listen to it and then come back and listen to this one. But Alyssa, can you tell everybody who you are?
Yes. Hey everybody, I'm Alyssa, and I'm here to talk a little bit about my business, Safe Haven Dance. We're located in 2 different spots in New Jersey, and we are the newest thing around, and I can't wait to welcome everybody that hasn't been in.
Yay! And so, again, if you haven't listened to the first one, go back and listen. But since you've been on last, you have a lot of exciting things that have happened. Can you share with everybody
Yes.
what's been happening?
Yes. So we are in our newest home, located in Ocean Township.
Woohoo.
Yes, so exciting. So now we're in 2 locations, and we're actually with 399 members.
Incredible. And how
Yes.
long have you been in business for?
Yes, so we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary.
So 300, and you're almost at 400.
One more. I can't wait to
members.
see who the next one
You're
is. Whoever they
literally-
are, I'm going to say it now, actually. Whoever the 400th person is going to get a free class.
Good.
Period.
Better hurry up,
Yeah.
because
Get your spot.
there's literally one spot left for the big 400, and that's such a special number too. So in 2 years, that's incredible.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Like being in business for 2 years, almost at 400. You're pretty much at 400 members, 2 locations. Yeah. How does
My
that-
cup is full. I never would have imagined myself to be here. And 2 years, first of all, flew by. 2 years of business and 2 kids. Who am I? What is going on in the last 2 years? But, all seriousness, it's amazing. I feel like the happiest I've felt in my whole life.
Oh.
My family feels very whole. My business feels very whole. My purpose, in life, I feel feels very full. So I'm on top of the world.
I love that. And your 13-year-old self, would she be like, wow, this is amazing, or girl, I knew this is what you were going to do. You were destined to do this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think she would be shocked and also really proud. Forever, I feel like I didn't really know how dance fit into my life and what it was supposed to look like for me. I was in dance since I could walk at 3. So it's been my whole life. And once you go through childhood dance, it's okay, what next? And then you start competing, and then you go on to high school and college teams. And to be honest, I never felt like the best dancer in the room, but I always found joy and happiness being at dance class. So I knew it was meant to be in my life, but I just didn't know for what greater reason. And after high school, I didn't make the first college dance team that I tried out for. So that was a big setback and a confidence, why not?
Hits the gut.
Yeah, beautiful, talented women are coming from all over the country now. So now your competition, I guess, grows. And I just was so bummed because I didn't know what I was gonna do to fulfill my cup. That was what I was meant to do. Where was a life without dance? So I wound up transferring colleges and coming home to Monmouth University, where I did make the team. And I started to see a lot brighter days again. Everybody has that one thing that just makes them them.
Yeah.
And so once it's stripped from you, it's hard.
Yeah. And it's you spent so much of your life doing it, and it's I know that I'm supposed to do something, and especially when you have that feeling, I know there's something here, but you just, at that point in your life, you're not sure what it is yet.
Right. So okay, so I went on to dance at Monmouth, and I felt so good. I loved it, met great people. And then after college, it's now what?
Now what do we do?
Now what? Because it's not basketball. You can just go and play a pickup game.
Right.
With some friends.
Right.
Where do you go and just dance? You don't. There's Pilates classes, there's Zumba classes, but it's not the same.
Right. It's not at all.
Yeah. So after college, I was like, I'm still not done.
Yeah.
And so I started trying out for professional teams. And I made it pretty far for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Awesome.
In 2018, the first audition that I ever went to, I made it to the finals.
Wow.
It was like a 4-month process. And
wow, it's a long.
Yeah, it was long. Like I dedicated my whole life
almost
to
half
it.
a year to
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
And I was like devastated when I didn't make the team. And then Dan started feeling like, again, where does this fit in? Like I wanted to feel happy again. And then I felt like I was just like fighting for a spot. But then I spent the whole next year training to go back because I was so close that I could like taste it. I met such great women, made so many friends with, like, by the way, like a handful of those girls that were on the team and recently went to Pro Bowl. Like they teach for me now,
which is such a, like, I love that.
Yeah,
this,
like
the circle moment
full circle.
of it.
Yeah, everything came full circle.
And as it does, right? Like God always has a plan, and it's just like if we listen and we just let our like be patient and like figure, you know, it all comes. You keep going.
Yes.
It unravels.
It all unravels. So I spent a whole nother year training, and I went back to the Eagles, made it to the finals again, and I was not chosen to be on the team. So like, then I was really like, what is God trying to teach me?
Yeah, like because clearly He's like, all right, we'll get you to a certain point, but like that you're not. This is not what it is.
Yes, and I was able to find out that a big part of the reason I didn't make the team was I wasn't showing enough of my personality. It wasn't, say, the dance portion. And I feel like I needed to reflect and be like, I just need to be myself. And like, that's when good things will come into fruition. And like shortly later, Safe Haven was born. So like now I get to still have that family concept of dance and like great women and great people that I'm surrounded by. I feel like I did get the sisterhood that like I really wanted, and now I have like such great, amazing people. And then like what we promote inside Safe Haven, like positivity and self-love.
I love it so much.
Confidence really resonates with me because like I didn't have those things. I wasn't my most confident self. That's why I didn't make the team, probably, because I just like wasn't being me. I was trying to
putting like a you were stopping being truly who you were.
Yeah.
Like you were having, and maybe felt like you needed to appear a certain way to be able to be like on the team, but then like that taught you, no, like be you. And that's something I do love about your studio is that you truly do like. Can you share again, because I know you did in the first one, but what you guys do at the end of every class?
Yes.
I love it.
Like whichever teacher you get, whichever choreographer is yours for the night, they always end class with a self-hug. So everybody gives themselves a big hug, and that teacher will just like give their spiel of what their teaching moment meant to them, or what brought you here. Like where you are is wholesome. Where you are, you can be yourself, and you can just build confidence, make friends, and enjoy yourself here without judgment. And I think that's huge because even after college and in the midst of training for tryouts, like I would go and take a class, say in New York City, and like I still couldn't be myself. Like people don't say hi, how are you? We don't like ask each other our names. It's not personal, you know? So at Safe Haven, like you get to dance, but you also get to feel free and make friends.
I love it. I really do. It's,
like we genuinely are like good friends.
And it makes it, like you said, you're more comfortable. So someone like me who doesn't dance, who doesn't know how to dance, like I can step in there and know like I am not going to be getting judged or looked at. If anything, someone would probably lend me a helping hand. Like I don't need to feel like I'm going to be completely like, that's why I never personally would go to any dance classes, because everybody, my friend and I tried once, and it was like a joke because the two of us were like, we're gonna do this, we want to learn, and the girl was like, yeah, it's a beginner class, like you'll be fine. I'm like, but like I just want you to understand, like we're beginners. So like It's not like a beginner to where it's like, I don't know. I guess there's different levels of beginners, but we're very beginner. She's like, you guys will get this. I like made sure I took a bunch of pre-workout so I would be good. But then like I took too much pre-workout. So my like heart was pounding out of my chest. I was trying so hard to do it, but like everybody was moving so fast. And me and my friend are like to the point where at the end, you know, when everybody does the full dance together and it's like a fun thing, we're like, we're gonna step out.
Yeah, see,
we didn't want to do it because we felt so uncomfortable because we're like, we didn't really fully get it. And we're like, we don't want to make you guys look bad on camera.
Yeah. And like, again, I think that goes back to confidence.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like you should feel nervous going to a new environment. Like you should have butterflies and like that feeling of like, I really want to do it, but I'm also really scared. And like, that's all right. Like be scared and like dive into it. What is the worst that can happen?
See, but that's also, I feel like, again, where it's like having that safe place to do it in. Because we all want to be ourselves and we all want to be confident. But like, let's face it, there are situations sometimes where we walk into a certain room and like, no matter how confident you are, if you get that energy off of other people, you're just like, whew.
Taken back.
Yeah. So like being able to walk into a space like your place where it's like, okay.
Right.
Like I could be myself here and I can actually just, I could truly be myself and just dance. And then I think you even do better than what you would have done because you're not so stiff and so like nervous. Like you're able to do like.
I think the difference of maybe like other adult classes would be like when you come to my space, like whoever is teaching is going to like greet you, introduce themselves. The girls are most likely going to share their names with you. We do like a lot of peek and pit. One of my teachers, Anastasia, she starts her classes with like, tell me the rose of your day, the best thing that happened to you, and the worst. So, like, even if there's two brand new people in the room, like, something good happened to you during the day and something bad. So, like, you're already automatically making a connection. And, like, feeling a little bit like, oh, we're having, like, a conversation, like, before we move.
I love that.
And then, like, the self-hug at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe you felt crazy the whole class, but, like, at the end, you were able to, like, stop, take a minute, hear other people's thoughts and like be grounded in the fact that like, yo, I really just did something for myself that I was scared to do, but I did it. You know, like that's a confidence boost.
For sure. And it's so important for us to do these things.
Sure.
So I challenge anybody who isn't really a dancer. Let's all go together. Let's do a class together and do something that scares you. Do something that's hard because that's also not only great for just like ourself, like for our self-confidence, but like even for your brain. When you do things that scare you, you're activating.
You grow.
Yeah. So do those things that scare you and make it happen. And I'm sure even when you started your business, that was probably terrifying.
So like, I think that my kids motivated me to start the business. I didn't really fully immerse myself in what confidence was until I had my kids. Like they completely like made me the strongest person and woman, and I'm still growing, but like
we always are.
They are my everything, and like I would do anything for them. So I've been really showing up for myself because I want them to see like the strong independent person and marriage that like me and my husband have.
I love it.
So that they have really high expectations.
I love that. I mean, if you're cool with talking about it with your marriage, like,
yeah.
How is that with being a business owner, running a business? Your husband works too, the kids, like, how do you guys maintain like that healthy relationship?
I'm grateful that my husband supports me because once I got pregnant, like the thought of going back to work and being around other people's kids, honestly, all day, knowing that my child was going to be with somebody else, like, just made me feel uneasy. And that is not the case for everybody. Like, I want to just state that. Like, whether you're a working parent or a stay-at-home mom, like, kudos to whatever works for you and your family.
Yeah, but this is for exactly.
It was like, I want to be home. And, like, my husband heard that. And, like, he made it happen.
I love that.
So, like, I'm grateful for that. And then after we had Haven, I sat down with him and I was like, I'm full in my family aspect, but, like, I still want to be me. And, like, I felt a little bit that I obviously put myself on the back burner for a little, and I wanted to reignite that fire within myself.
I love that.
So I went to an adult dance class. He drove me because, like, I don't want to drive myself anywhere.
I love it.
And on the way home, I was like,
And I just want to note too that like kudos to you for voicing that, and then not just like voicing it, but like doing something to make it to like find who you are again.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we do get lost and we
Yeah.
don't speak up, and then that's how it just is like that trickle down where we just really lose ourselves. And when you have a family and a husband and kids, and you still have to water you.
yeah.
So kudos to you for
Thank you. For sure. Like,
You
on
know.
a side note, like, that's huge that you said, like, water yourself.
yeah.
Because even as a mother, like, if you don't nourish yourself, you can't nourish your kids. And
And like you said before we even started talking about your husband, you're like, I want my kids to see, right? Like, see how the relationship is, see how I am. Like, they do. They're watching you. They're
Right.
learning. And if they see you not taking care of yourself,
right.
I mean, like, would you want your kids in 20 years from now to not take care of themselves? Like,
Right.
you would look at them and be like, what are you doing? Like,
But then it's
take
like
care
what
of
you
you.
show them, they
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they're seeing that and they're like, they're going to grow into
will do. Sure.
independent, like not independent, but they're going to learn, they're going to know to take care of themselves.
Definitely.
Because they watched you guys
Right.
do that. So
Yeah, like, my husband will come home from work, greet me, and like then a lot of the times we switch. Like, he gets home and then I go to Safe Haven because he works 12-hour shifts. And say he's on day shift, he's home by 4 or 5, and then I'm leaving by 6. So there's a lot of like handing the kids off, switching, and it's a sacrifice time right now. We're sacrificing a lot of things for the greater good. And
but you guys are on the same page with it, and that's what's
yeah.
like so important.
Yeah.
Do you guys schedule in date nights? Like, how does
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
We're good at that.
Well, so actually I was listening to a podcast and they were saying like it was a sex podcast and they were talking about how like it's uncomfortable talking about sex, people get like that like but they're like when we were first dating, you schedule dates, which you're like automatically like, but then when you get married, you just like assume like scheduling it's like it's a weird feeling. You have
like
to
it's
schedule.
just your life is a
But
date.
like it is. You still got to schedule time. Like no matter what, like you just schedule time to be with that person. And sometimes it like, we feel guilty about it, but it's just you have to.
My husband and me just went to Europe.
Yeah.
And we had the best time.
I love
like
that.
I feel like it's okay, like not to get into like a mother podcast, but
No, listen, there's everybody so many ladies listen to it. So this is good.
it's true. Like it's okay to love your kids and still do things for yourself and for your husband.
Yeah.
It's okay to do both.
Yeah.
And my husband and me went to Europe for 10 days and it was like we were able to see each other for the first time in 2 years.
Aww.
We like had 2 kids, right? Like back to back. So like life has been busy. And it's easy to just start going in with emotions.
3 kids because you started your business too.
Truth.
So you technically had 3 kids.
Truth. And it was just so nice to reconnect.
I love that.
Yeah.
So that's important to schedule in those getaways.
We're going to Miami too next week.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. You guys are gonna have the best time.
And that's another thing about the business. Like I get to like go and do things that like I wouldn't be able to do if I was teaching.
You could take your kids with you.
Could take my kids with me to work,
which is amazing.
On vacations, and I get to just do everything that I've like always wanted to do. It feels very meant to be.
Yeah, I love that. So back to the location.
Mm-hmm.
How was that getting that like second location, moving in, and celebrating your 2 years?
Yes, we had such a great party. If you were there, it was a blast.
You know.
No, but like it was just really nice to look around the room and like see everybody that showed up for me, and that felt really like filling.
Yeah.
Because you outpour a lot of yourself as a business owner. Like, you know how it is. Like, I do my marketing, I do my finances, I do my signups, I do my schedules, I do X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's like, I need somebody to fill up my cup. So when I looked around the room and I saw what 95% of the people in the room used to be strangers to me, I'm like, wow, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge. And that's you built a family. Like you truly have built a family. It's like this community of women is it women and men? Or do you mean, yeah?
Yeah, it's anybody is welcome. Majority of my clientele are women. but we have no hate for the men. Bring it
Men
in.
are welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. I have male teachers. Shout out to them. They're amazing too. And a lot of the people that have taken class like wind up teaching for me.
I love that.
So like, yes, I have connections like I was talking about earlier with my Eagles friends and our Jets friends, right? Like
shout out to Brie.
shout out Brie. But just like through those auditions, I met so many great people that like I still like hang out with, and
that's why that was meant to happen in your life.
there you go.
Like there's always a reason for everything, no matter what. Even if like you didn't make the team, you were meant to be there to meet these people.
Sure.
And you were meant to make these connections
Yes.
and these friendships and have them in your life now and being part of your business.
Right.
Which is incredible. I am so proud of you. I truly like seeing you on social media, because I mean I have to start coming now. So wait, so where's your new location?
Okay. Sorry, I forgot. I got sidetracked.
No, me too.
All the
Listen.
things.
This is what about being a business owner is, and I have ADD. So
my God. Welcome.
I love when I have guests on here, and we're always like woo, and I'm like at the end I'm like I'm sorry if we did
Bring
not
it back
finish a
in.
conversation, but we had a lot of great conversations because But yeah, so where is the new location? You might have said it in the beginning, but
Yes, Ocean Township. It's located inside Cobblestone Village. It's inside You Are Fit. Shout out to Alyssa Duranko. She is the owner of You Are Fit.
Wow.
It's a fitness boutique, and it's beautiful. The ambiance is gorgeous. The environment in itself is just hands down.
I love that. I love that. Two boss women.
Oh yeah, and we're both Alyssa.
It works out perfect. It was meant
Yes.
to be. How did
Full
you?
circle.
Yeah. How did you end up finding this space?
So I saw her on Instagram. So her marketing is A1 too. And actually, so one of my teachers' moms posted like a story. And I was like, where is this? I need to know. And she put me in contact with her, and turns out her son has come and taken class at Safe Haven.
No way.
Yeah. So
it's
like
such a small world.
especially the dance world.
Yeah.
The dance world is huge, but little.
Yeah.
It's like you know everybody, but there's so many of us.
There's so many people. Yeah. That's
So-
crazy. So he came to take your class, and then
Yeah. It just
did you reach out to her like, hey, are you like renting space type of thing?
Yeah. And my husband and I and the kids, our big unit, we all just went and we had a conversation. We met her in person, and it just clicked.
I love that. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
So what is the schedule like? How does it work?
So we dance Monday through Thursday inside You Are Fit, which is in Ocean Township, New Jersey. We dance 7 to 9 o'clock. Sometimes on Friday nights we have like special events or workshops, and then we like walk and have a drink after, or we go and
that's
have
so
dinner.
fun.
Yeah, once in a while we do a little girls'
I
night
love
out,
that.
GNO. Yeah, it's fun stuff. And then the other location is in Tinton Falls, close to Shrewsbury, Red Bank. Both locations, by the way, are like right off the Parkway and Route 18.
Amazing.
So like bing, bong, boom. And we dance in Tinton Falls on Saturday mornings, 9:30 to 11:30.
Awesome. And is it memberships, what drop-ins? Like, how does that work?
So we have a little bit of everything. You can buy a drop-in, try it once. You can buy multiple packages, like 2-packs, 4-packs, or have an unlimited package. So you can come as many times as you want for the month. And all those prices are like on my Instagram in the highlights. And I do a lot of like power hours. I like to do like fun little things on Instagram.
Oh, I love
so
it.
like lots of sales and promos and things like that. It's fun.
I love that. I love it. So, question. If you could go back and give yourself a couple tips or advice from when you first started to what you've learned now, or when you first opened your business to what you know now, like what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself to be patient. I have always struggled with patience in my life.
Girl,
no
same.
matter what it is, I'm like, I want it now, I want it now, I want it now.
Yeah.
I get a vision and I'm like, give me it, give me it. Patience is actually a virtue. Like, be patient, sit and wait and watch. And then it's like what you get to see when you actually take your time on something is so much more beautiful and like exquisite. that's something I would definitely tell myself.
And I love that you said that, because patience, I think, is something that a lot of us struggle with in every aspect of our life. But great things come from being patient.
Oh, yeah.
Like when we rush something, when you're rushing in with a business and you rush to sign a contract or, something, or you rush with hiring employees, you rush in a relationship, you rush in whatever it is.
The day.
Yeah, you rush the day like so
your
much.
Mind is like too
it's
busy.
It's not good, but like if you're
down.
just like chill and patient and like everything's gonna work out the way it's supposed to, but like it's gonna happen. Just give yourself like work, do the work, and you're gonna get there. And nothing. I mean, anybody that tells you they became successful overnight, I'm sorry, it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just hit the jackpot.
Right.
But like it takes time and it takes years, and it takes. Even before you started your business, it was years of you learning the dance.
Yeah.
Like
meeting
learning dance,
people,
networking, meeting people,
growing in my
marketing,
mind, growing
like
in
learning
my body,
exactly,
like all of it.
Learning how to have a business. Because did you go to school for business?
I went to school to become a teacher. Like I taught special ed for 4 years, and then I was like, I'm gonna start a business.
You had to teach yourself everything. Right? Like you had to learn,
I'm
whether it was
nothing.
YouTube.
Yeah, I have to read books. I have to research. I have to meet other business owners. I have to like work in the field to learn and understand.
Put yourself out there to network and connect with other people. It's just like there's so many aspects to it. So you have to be patient.
Yeah, and I've definitely learned like it's a slow burn, but it's like it's such a beautiful ride.
Yeah.
Like, growing the business takes time. Like it's like I'll get like a group of friends that will come, and then all of a sudden like another group of friends will come, and then another group. So it's like there's so many people that I haven't reached yet.
There's so many people you haven't reached yet, and so many lives that are going to get impacted by you and your story. What's something like people like to ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But in the next year, like where do you see yourself? Like, do you have anything fun, like any big things planned? Like whether it's family, business, anything in life. What are some things you got planned?
Okay, that's a great question. That's a big question.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of answers.
I love that. I love it.
I want to like double in size. Mark my words. We're going to double in size. And if we don't, like, I am okay with that too. I just know that we'll still be here next year.
Absolutely.
And I just want to continue to believe in myself and just keep on the path that I'm on, because I feel like there's only going up from here.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of like believing in yourself and growing, do you do a lot of self-love work or self-work daily? Like do you weekly? Like how do you work on yourself to stay in that like positive growth mindset? Because that takes it's I feel like that's something that we work on daily, and we're always going to be a work on ourselves.
Sure.
Until the day that we're dead.
Sure.
Like we're always going to be, but like, is that something that you do daily, weekly? Like how do you?
I've realized that like dance in its capacity is how I decompress. So like, yes, I have beautiful women that can run the business and I can be at home on certain nights, but forcing myself to go sometimes after a really long day with the kids or just like, wanting to be able to do bedtime or whatever it may be, like some nights I have to step away, and that's how I water myself.
I love it.
Not harboring guilt for not doing 100% of everybody else all of the time, and giving myself some time is important, and it's what makes me work.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And on other days I get to bring my kids.
Right? So it's like a win-win.
The girls love seeing Birdie. They love seeing Haven.
Aww.
Her name is Frankie, by the way. That is something I need to clear up. My daughter's name is
Why?
Frankie.
Do people think that it's Birdie? Because
everyone's like, is her name Bird? And I'm like, I should have just named her Birdie, honestly. Like, she's just Birdie. Like, we all have it tattooed. Aww. She's just Bird.
She's just Bird. That's so cute.
No, she's named after my dad. He's Frank.
Aww.
And so she's Frankie.
I love it. I love it. So that's actually something we were talking about before we started recording, is being able to bring your kids to work with you. I get to bring my dog to work with me. Like, that's something that I think it's so important for us to also just sit and like really be like thankful and recognize, and like all of our hard work has got us to this point. Because like we both worked at other jobs where we weren't able to have them come with us. So now to be able to take them with us, like that's a huge accomplishment in itself. You know?
Oh yeah. Like I feel like maybe the money aspect has changed, but that's it. Like my mental health has skyrocketed.
I agree. Because it's not easy. It's not, especially with like how, you know, the economy is and how things are. Like it's definitely, and when you're doing it yourself, there's no nothing.
Sure.
Like it's hard, right?
Yeah,
like the
you
money
have to spend a lot of money the first couple years to like profit it back.
Yeah,
you know?
and people think like, oh, you have a business, you must be rolling in money, and it's like, I'm putting back into my business, so then like eventually like I can have that. So you do have to make sacrifices, but at the same time, it's like the other half of it is I love doing what I'm doing. I love being with the people that I get to work with.
Oh yeah.
I get to take my kids, dog, whatever, to where I'm going. Like there's so many like it's more fulfilling.
Oh yeah.
And the money comes.
The money, like, and it's not even for me, like, of course, like, money is great, right? Like, money lets you do fun things.
Right.
But my family is 4 of us living on, like, one person's salary. And, like, we're sacrificing money so that we can have happiness.
And that, to me, is not even, like,
Yeah.
it's not even, like, a sacrifice.
No.
Because it's, like, you're fulfilled. Like, when you're 90 years old, 100 years old, whatever it is, looking back at your life, you could be like, I loved everything I did. I wasn't working that 9 to 5 that I was going to be miserable and just have the money.
Right. And like I want to like credit the women that do work and do have kids, because like it's a job no matter what you're doing. Like I will say that from my perspective, being home with my 2 kids is harder than being a teacher. From my experience, it's harder for me.
And like everybody who's like, I like just would love for everybody who's a stay-at-home mom to not be like, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home. No, you're a stay-at-home mom and you're a boss, because
like,
it's
I work
lot.
and I don't get paid.
It's a lot.
Yeah. My job is definitely hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And then on top, then you have your business too to add on it. And I also want to make it clear too, like if you work a 9 to 5 and you're happy, more power to you.
Yes.
For me personally, it just wasn't something that I wasn't happy doing it.
Right.
So being able to have that flexibility and that freedom works for me. But if working a 9 to 5 or working a 12-hour, like whatever that is, makes you happy, like
like everybody has something that fills their cup.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Some people it's work. For me, it's like family. And like I get to do breakfast with Haven and Bird every morning.
I love that.
And we get to like go pet horses during the day.
I love that. See, like that's my dream.
We
like
go to museums, like we go to the park. Like ask me anything about any park in this whole state. I got the facts.
I can't wait. When I have kids, I'm definitely coming to you. Like, okay, tell me where to go. What
I
are
like a list, like a scroll. Like, what should we do today?
Yeah. I love that. And that's like something, a goal of mine. Like, so for a while, like I didn't think I wanted a family and kids. And I think that's just because of the, you know, past relationships or things that I've like the men that I was meeting. And now I'm like, no, I do want a family. I do want kids and I cannot wait for it. So just like even hearing you say that, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to keep working and doing what I have to do right now to like get myself. But
and like
I can't
you
wait.
said to me, everything comes full circle. Whatever you're like meant to be will be. You're going to get.
Yeah.
You're going to get. Just sit and wait.
You
know?
I was so excited. Okay, so I have another question. Well, my final question, but I want to say Alyssa will definitely be back on. I feel like this is going to be like a quarterly thing.
Yeah.
There's always updates, and I feel like whenever we talk, Alyssa always does share a lot of information, and I feel like inspirational things, motivational. So
thank you.
You'll be back for sure.
Thank you. It's always good vibes.
Yeah, it is. I love it. Okay, so if you were like, today was your last day and you were only able to share 3 things that were going to like be your legacy. You could share with your kids, with the rest of the world, but everything else is like wiped out, right? Your social media is wiped out. Like anything else is wiped out. There's nothing but these 3 things. What would you leave for your kids in the world to, 1, just like either remember you by, or 2, like advice for them?
Be grateful for everything that you have, because everybody has something going on in life, right? Everybody's going through something, has gone through something, is working through something. So definitely that.
I love that.
Second would be kind. Because the reasons that we all have these insecurities and we compare and we analyze and we have anxiety or we feel things so big is because people have not been kind. I just feel like girls have a harder time, or whoever you are in life, like it's so easy to compare, it's so easy to look, it's so easy to say why not, why this, why that, and like stop doing that. Like we all just need to be nice to each other, and life is hard enough. So just like leave all of the extra out and just be kind.
I love it.
And my third thing would be grateful, be kind, and love your authentic self.
Yes, I was hoping that you were going to say something like that.
Because I always, I haven't always.
Mm-hmm.
And it took life and experience and heartbreak and happiness and all of the things to become who each of us really are.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't lean into who you actually are, like deep, deep down, like do some digging and find out who you are, what you want people to think of you, and how you want to be received, and like live her life. Nobody else's.
I love it. I love it. Be grateful, be kind, and be authentically you.
Yeah, period.
I love it. I love it. I feel like we need a shirt now that says that.
My next merch.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I can't wait. So, Alyssa, thank you so much for being here. Where can everybody find you, follow you? If you want to share your social medias, how they can contact you, I'll put it in the description below, but share with
Thank you for having me, first of all.
Of course.
We're on
Always
Instagram.
a pleasure.
Thank you. Same, likewise.
Thank you.
We're on Instagram, Safe Haven Dance NJ for New Jersey, and you can direct message the account with any questions. When you reach out via DM to sign up or ask questions, you'll get me on the other side. So I look forward to talking to you, and I can't wait to see you soon.
Yeah, guys, and remember, like Alyssa said, be kind, be grateful, and be authentically you. And we will catch you guys next time on Real Talk in My Rooms. Bye.